is James Holder for iFL TV in association with Matkins Gym Marbella. I'm in Las Vegas. We just witnessed Deontay Wilder become the WBC heavyweight champion. With me, I've got Marcos.
Fight
TV, Hub TV,
boxing channel. But we're not talking boxing today. We're talking football or soccer for us.
Wow.
And we're going to
Did
talk
you just
about
say soccer or an iFL
yeah,
TV?
soccer, football, sorry, football. But we're going to talk about if PKs, you guys, I don't know, Helder, you're like, why do you call it PK? Penalties. If PK? Penalties should decide if...
The geezer's calling it soccer, he's saying the word PK to me.
Yeah, PKs.
Oh my God.
If penalties should decide matches. Mike, we'll get Mike in here. So Mike feels that they shouldn't decide games. I feel they should, because to me, it's a lot of drama. It builds a lot of drama and tension. So let me hear your thoughts.
We've got Mike here, the editor from Ring TV. How we doing, Mike?
Yeah, hey, I'm doing great. Thank you.
Man,
okay, so you're saying that penalty kicks, not PKs, penalty kicks to decide a World Cup this is what we're discussing, right? Yeah. And you're saying that it adds tension and excitement, but
drama, man.
Yeah. But if you had everybody on the team stand on their head, and the last guy standing on his head would win the World Cup, that also would have tension and drama. So I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like deciding the NBA championship here in the States with free throws or something like that.
Now this is something that I could see you Americans putting together. Instead of penalty kicks, we just get the player standing on the damn head, man.
Right. Do something else. I mean, it's a penalty kick. It just doesn't make. Let them keep playing until they drop dead or something like that. but not penalty kicks.
To me, the penalty kicks, it gets my heart racing. It makes me that much more invested and excited because I'm living on literally the edge.
But to me, it's not football. Yeah, but it's not.
You see how many people miss?
It's not football. You know what I would do? Seriously, what I would do is I would allow unlimited substitutions.
What, roll on, roll off?
Yeah, unlimited substitutions because otherwise people would drop dead, right? So what you do is you allow, maybe not unlimited, you allow quite a few substitutions to keep the guys fresh, that kind of thing. Or if you don't think that works, then just play another game.
Michael, it works for our goals team at North Cheam. We roll on and roll off, and we won the damn league. You know what I mean?
Well, somebody said, well, if you do that, the game's going to be 7 hours long. Okay, now if that's the case, then another option is just to play a second game, play another game, and decide it that way. But to decide it by penalty kicks, the NHL does that too. And
can we get the soccer Super Bowl? Does that work for you?
What do you mean a soccer Super Bowl?
Well, I don't know. We're just like.
Isn't the World Cup kind of the soccer Super Bowl?
You can't compare the World Cup to anything.
I agree on that. The World Cup's the biggest thing in the world.
Honestly, I agree.
You can't
but I'm a football fan though, so I love the World Cup, especially if the United States isn't horrible, which they have been the last few.
To be fair, I'm in no position with my national team and my nationality to compare and to even take notes.
You guys, this is what people don't understand.
Listen,
USA ranked higher than you guys, so don't hate on us. On the FIFA rankings, we're higher, and we made it.
I know what you're gonna say.
We made it farther than England.
The UK invents stuff,
Cup.
and they're not good at it. They're not that good at it anymore.
We invent games for the rest of the world to beat us at. This is our thing.
You live on a tiny island that you're isolated from everybody else.
I mean, we're good at creating stuff, but not so good about maintaining success.
As a team. That's the thing, man. You guys got some of the most talented guys in the world. And you guys just, I don't know why. I love watching you guys play too. And you guys just, for some reason or another, you guys and Holland just can never put it together.
Well, Holland makes like the finals every year.
Yeah, but they don't win ever. They're like the Buffalo Bills.
That really is a small country though.
Holland?
See,
yeah.
You guys have got the shittest team. But you've got
No, we don't. We're ranked.
Teamwork and great ethic. Do you know what I mean?
Hey,
well,
there's all. They
call
us the shittiest team. We're ranked higher than you guys. How can you call us the shittiest team?
It's a shitty team.
Does Landon Donovan still play?
But there's
no.
He
just retired. He just retired.
This year?
He just retired this year. Yeah.
He won the MLS championship, which is a weak league.
What are your thoughts on probably one of the greatest Premier League midfielders of all time coming to your league to grace it? In Steven Gerrard. What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't know it was happening.
I knew it was happening.
Did you know?
Yeah, I knew it was happening, but
I'm happy when any big name player comes to the MLS because I'd like to see it become more important. Right now, it's like a 4th division league or something like that. It's not very good.
Yeah, but
Gerrard, do you think he'll make a big impact?
No. Because look when Beckham came, and everyone was like, Beckham's gonna save soccer here or football here in the United States. You know,
said soccer again.
Yeah, I know.
I think he did lift football up a little bit.
The profile from when he played for that first season. Well, I'll give him this: the first game he debuted, everybody was going mad crazy every time he had a touch, and I'd never seen that at a game, at least here in the United States. So seeing that, and he did in a way get more attention, more casual attention to football over here in the United States. but that went away very quickly. As I think when he debuted that season, they didn't even make it to the finals and everything. So Gerard, I don't even know. I consider Gerard not his prime anymore. Would you say that? He's not.
He wouldn't be coming if he was in
Yeah.
Well, he's playing a different position to what he used to play. For this Liverpool team, he's sat in a more defensive midfield role. In fact, so he doesn't have to do as much as he would have used to do. We're kidding ourselves if we think he's the same player, but I still think he's 10 times better than anything in your league, to be honest.
Well, we have Kaká.
There's a few good players.
We have an old Kaká. We have Kaká in our league. Kaká plays, and we got Henry. So, but American-wise,
what's going on with?
I think Donovan was as good as a faded European player.
Donovan was a good decent player.
He can be competitive. He can be competitive, but you know, those players. What makes those certain players?
Played for Everton for a few seasons. Scored loads of headers. Cahill.
No, you know what? I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest. I know.
It was Cahill.
Was it Cahill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but
what's going on with Frank Lampard? He's kind of just took you lot's money and gone back to the Premier League, isn't he?
Hey, you know, finished his career off, right? We're back home and everything. What do you think about him?
I think he's a legend, isn't he? He scored more goals in the Premier League than Thierry Henry. And when you think he's done
Isn't that a crazy thing?
Done it from midfield as well.
I don't know.
Love him or hate him, you got to respect him, haven't you?
Yeah, that's true. That's the equivalent of like Klitschko, like seeing he's had the most consecutive defenses of anybody right now, current in boxing, and no one really gives him the credit of that. So that's one of those crazy things that people don't really put their mind to or think about, really. But yeah.
Speaking of boxing, we've witnessed Deontay Wilder becoming the WBC heavyweight champion, first American champion in 8 years. What did you think of Deontay's performance tonight?
You know, Deontay, in my opinion, you know what impressed me? It was he's able to fight with 2 injuries and still look pretty good in there with a guy who we felt that was really, really solid on paper. He's a very underrated heavyweight, Berman, excuse me, is. And you know, that height, that reach, and that size really, I guess, messed up the game plan of Berman. And you know, any heavyweight that faces Deontay that's not close to his stature, his reach, is going to have those same problems. Tyson is around that same height, that same reach, so that will be, of course, a little bit more competitive. And you know, it's always a thing to watch when a guy who his unique advantage is his size finally face somebody else who's the same size. It makes for a very interesting fight. And then you have Klitschko as well, being the same size as well. So things got a little bit more interesting. I want to see him fight Fury first, not because of the implications or because of this or that, but because just it would be so fun, that fight, the build-up, and especially Fury and the promos that he cuts and how he would build it up on Twitter, and seeing Deontay, how he would build it up as well. So for me, I would like what Deontay shared with us, his plan, Fury, then Klitschko. But I feel still at this point, Klitschko is so much more complete than any of those guys and anybody right now in that division.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mark, do you think... sorry, Mark? Michael? I said Mark.
No, Mike.
It's late, do forgive me.
It's all right.
Michael, do you think we've had questions answered now in terms of Deontay's chin, in terms of his progression? He's been tested now. That's the acid test. He's come through it. Do you think that'll be a fair statement?
Yeah, I think he answered a lot of questions. I think he answered questions about whether he can go past 4 rounds. You know, he'd never gone past 4 rounds in 32 fights. He went 12 tonight, and he said he can go 20, and I believe him. He did get hit a few times by Stavern, who's a good puncher. Took his shots. There's questions about his boxing ability. He outboxed the guy. I thought he answered a lot of questions. But I don't think the jury's out completely. I mean, I don't think Stavern's a world beater. He's a good fighter. We have to see what happens when he fights. We'll see how he does against Fury. I think he beats Fury, but I think it's a good fight. And then we'll really see if he's any good when he fights Klitschko. That's obviously the ultimate test. And I don't think he wins it. So.
How big is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, in your opinion?
How big's the fight, like internationally?
Yeah.
First of all, in the UK, I think it's huge. You know, we were discussing it before. I just think boxing, I think it's embraced a little bit more there in general. I think that fight's huge in the UK. 2 giants, one guy's 6'9", one guy's 6'7". They're both undefeated. They both talk, which people love. It's just like this can't-miss blockbuster fight. And then and hanging over that, you know the winner's going to get the big prize, which is Klitschko, and God knows how many millions of pounds. It's just, to me, it's just a really exciting fight. I will go from my home in Los Angeles to wherever it takes place in the UK to see that fight. I wouldn't miss it.
It's really interesting because I said Tyson Fury is the Klitschko mandatory for Vladimir Klitschko. Johnny Wilder's got the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world, so they're both in a great position. Yep. Winner takes on Klitschko. Is that how you would call it?
No, absolutely. And I think Klitschko wants the biggest matchups he possibly. So Klitschko is watching this fight tonight, just like going like this. He's like, fantastic. Now I have a guy who could fight me, who's gonna make for a really big fight, and everybody's gonna make a ton of money.
Maybe improve his legacy and standing within the boxing.
And that's a very good point. Very good point. If let's say Fury and Wilder do fight, the winner of that fight, his stature is very, very high. And then when Klitschko beats that guy, and he will if it happens probably, then that helps Klitschko's legacy. Although Klitschko's legacy is pretty much set right now.
He's sustained, isn't he? There's no one that's
it's too bad there weren't other great heavyweights around at the same time. Like, for example, if Lennox Lewis would have been at the same time, can you imagine Lennox would have fought both Vitaly, although he did fight there would have been a series with Vitaly and Vladimir, and you really would have had a better gauge as to how good the Klitschkos really are. But you get what you get. You know, Vladimir can only fight the guys in front of him, and look what he's done. He hasn't lost in a long, long time.
Take nothing away from Dr. Iron Fist. Credit where credit's due.
No, absolutely. I've become a big fan.
So, listen, Michael, thank you for a bit of time.
My pleasure.
Marcos is gone. He's slipped off. No doubt to go and read up some soccer stats to tell me. He loves soccer. Good boy. And we'll catch you again real soon. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Anytime.
Top man.
Yeah, stay in touch.